What it do, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I am here to give you, well, this is an updates video while trying to watch this mouth of mine. It's not going to happen, but that's okay. We're going to live to fight another day. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Best. I'll say what's up to her.
Hey, I'm leaning over, looking at stuff. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to see James doing an update video. I hope everyone likes, shares, and subscribes. Woo-hoo.
Yes, please subscribe. And while you subscribe to me, please subscribe to Mrs. Best. Also, Lord, charge to my mind, not my heart. I forgot to put our actual channel, the combined channel that we have, Watch Your Best Friends, on my thing again. I keep forgetting to do
I can
that.
add it. It's okay. I've been doing we do have a joint channel, as James said, but one of the beauty of working with others and collaborating as others is I have strength in promo, social media, editing. James has strength in literally everything else that counts that I don't have strength in. So I will add it now to from the comments.
I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to that channel. We are going to go live at 8 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock. Wait, am I saying this right? Yeah, 8 o'clock my time to 7 Pacific Standard Time to do a live on that channel. This is a couple editions. This will be the first couples editions with Mrs. Best and Mr. Oso Best. They're going to answer all of my questions that I have that are,
Wait a minute. All of them, he says.
all of them.
He said we answer every question.
Every question. There's not
How
that many.
many are there?
There's not that many of them. But all of my questions, because I'm not leaving a question unanswered. So you guys make sure you tune in. You get to know a different side of Mrs. Best as the married woman that she is. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys make it. It's going to be a great time.
Questions for James. That's what I should have done.
We are going to, we can definitely do a singles version because I am technically single. So we can go and do a singles version where you can ask me anything you like. And there's no question that I will not answer.
Okay, you said it on the internet, so I'm gonna hold you to it.
Yeah, there's no question I'm gonna answer. So you guys, there's a lot going on in the reality TV world, which is what the updates is usually for. So I'm gonna start. Let's see, where do I want to start? Who do I want to go first in the lineup here? Okay, I actually know where I'm gonna start. So let me go ahead and open up my screen. Let me share it with y'all because StreamYard is wanting to be a mess. So let's move here.
Forward. I'm announcing today that Basketball Wives will not be returning. Since its launch in 2010, this franchise has been the defining part of my professional journey. What began as a vision to tell my story and stories of women like me grew into a cultural movement that created opportunity, sparked conversation, and honestly amplified voices that deserve to be heard. I'm so grateful to VH1, Truly Original, Shed Media, and BET for their partnership and belief in a show that left a long-lasting mark on entertainment. Most importantly, I'm thankful to the women who trusted me with their stories and the creatives in front of and behind the camera who helped bring this vision to life season after season. Growth requires evolution, and knowing everybody, I wanted to just
all right, so y'all heard it from the horse's mouth, y'all. Shana O'Neal has announced that Basketball Wives is officially canceled. Now, Basketball Wives was not done on my channel specifically. It was on Mrs. Best's channel. So I know that she is happy that we no longer have to do that show anymore. Overall, I am not sad to see it go. I'm really not, because over the last couple of years that we have had Basketball Wives on our channel or on TV in general, it has taken a lot of left turns. And what I mean by a lot of left turns, like it has been drama that has just been sad. We've had colorism. We've had, a mother and daughter, situation on there that is not really the best. We have had fighting. We have had drink throwing. We have had lots of different things that are not so positive for the show. So to see it go, it is bittersweet for me because it is a show that I did enjoy when it first came on. I can actually remember the first season of Basketball Wives and thinking, oh, wow, Shani O'Neal filed for divorce because that was the first thing we heard. Never thought she was going to leave Shaq. And then we met all of her friends that she resided in Miami with. So, as this is bittersweet, I do think that, it's time. I think that the show's run its course. I don't think we can bring this back. I don't think that there's anything necessary to bring it back for. So, Mrs. Best, I have to ask you, since this is a show that you've covered on your channel for a few seasons, how do you feel about hearing the news that you no longer have to cover Basketball Wives?
I think it's time. I appreciate everybody who supported my Basketball Wives reviews and recaps. It was one of the first shows that I covered on my channel outside of SWV, and I got thousands of views from Basketball Wives alone. So I appreciate that. I also appreciate the support from certain people who worked on production of the show Basketball Wives, as well as the official Basketball Wives fan club, which follows and subscribes to me across all of the platforms. I do appreciate the support, just because Basketball Wives is a show that helped my channel to grow a lot. Whenever I look at my analytics, I probably grew at least 200 of my subscribers just from Basketball Wives. So I appreciate everybody who has supported myself and James. But I'm glad this shit is over. This shit should have died. I think Basketball Wives was done when they brought it to LA. I never thought that they should have done it. No shade to the cast. I'm glad that they did because we got Jackie Christie, but Jackie Christie she was gonna make her way to us somehow. Okay, she was already causing a scene. But outside of that, like, there's no one on the show that I will miss. There are people on the show who are predators that have been glorified and famous. I feel like Shani's full of shit, though, if I'm just going to be honest and give my real opinion since it's over. Shani O'Neal is the devil. And it is funny that she's behind a mega church, which is also being side-eyed right now. I respect Shani for creating something out of a bad situation. I think it's very hard to pick yourself up after a divorce. There's nothing, in my opinion, that's harder, especially when you've been married for some time and then have kids. However, you didn't give women a platform to thrive. You gave women a platform to be laughed at and made a fool of. Some women who were smart were able to succeed and do other things. But to me, Basketball Wives is the same thing as Love and Hip Hop.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. And I kind of look at it also for a lot of them, for the most part, once we got later in the seasons, were just gold diggers that knew what they was doing, getting with certain types of men. And I think that if Shani O'Neal gave a fuck about her show and to make it last, she would have stopped a lot of what needed to stop. So I just want to put that out there. She killed her own show by doing things like keeping Evelyn, allowing colorism, allowing division in the community, allowing a mother and daughter. She allowed it to get too dark. Even though Chantel Christie has blocked me for my opinion of her on the show, she should have never been brought on that show. And production with even an ounce of morals or ethics would have avoided that. But good riddance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I looked on social media to see if any of the cast members of the show, either thanked Shani or talked about their experiences. And I'm not sure as of now because I just got on live for the last hour or so. I didn't really see too many people, but I thought some of the posts were funny. So as soon as Shani said that the show was no longer going to pick up, there were some former Basketball Wives that had some things to say. Let me see if I can find the first one that just made me holler. Dre and Michelle posted on her stories saying, I don't know, I am Shani. Maybe one more giddy up, maybe like a farewell dinner, but filmed, I'll co-executive produce. So she said that. And then another former Basketball Wives star actually said something to her stories. So let me share that one, which I thought was also pretty funny too. So Miss Laura Govan said, nah, at Basketball Wives LA, it ain't over until we have one more showdown hashtag in real life. I am Shani, I am Dre Michelle, at Glow Govan, at Tammy Roman, at Jackie Christie, the big three. I'll direct you. So that was interesting. And the reason why I say it was interesting is because I actually would not mind seeing that with that particular cast. With Dre and Michelle, with Gloria Govan, with Jackie Christie, with Tammy Roman. I actually would like to see that. Mrs. Best. Is that something you would like to see as a way to say goodbye to this franchise? To see those ladies have one more final showdown?
Why? No. The show is dead. People, audience, as well as producers, television and film is going in the wrong direction, and we're just getting a bunch of remakes of shit because people don't know how to move on and evolve. The only thing Shani said that I agree with is you need to evolve. If they would have done this before it ended, like bring back a legacy cast, kind of like Bravo does with Ultimate Girls Trip and things, that would have been smart and could have potentially helped to save it. But the reality of the situation is, I don't even think this has to do with Basketball Wives. I think this has to do with the deal with BET, Shed Media, VH1, and MTV. We're seeing a lot of the shows that were there end up canceled, just like Love and Hip Hop Miami. So I don't feel like we need to bring them back. Y'all want to bring shit back once it's canceled because y'all was bullshitting, thinking that you would be able to come back to the show whenever. Now the platform's gone. You want to bring it back? Read the comments. Nobody wants it back. It's time. Move on. Nobody's even a wife. If you bring back Basketball Wives, bring back wives. Wags. Wives and girlfriends. We ain't even got girlfriends.
I don't know if real Basketball Wives, I don't know if they would ever come on the show. I think that was the whole purpose of why she never had actual wives on the show, but ex-wives and stuff. To me,
then she should have called it Basketball's Ex-Wives or the Ex-Wives Club, whatever the hell. Shani messed up from the very beginning, which is common because this was her first huge business venture after her divorce. The show should have never been called Basketball Wives. They've been getting roasted for that for years.
Well, she said in many interviews that was VH1's doing. She didn't want to call it that. She was dead set on that being their choice. If they were going to pick up the show, that's what they wanted to call it. I didn't agree with it being called Basketball Wives either. I thought it was weird because you only had, the first season she had one wife, which was Jennifer, and then she had friend of the shows, Kim Russell was on there, or whatever her name was. I think.
But these are all people nobody cared about or misses. That's the thing. I think something you've always said that's true is that women who have spouses of money aren't actually going to really do shows like this on a serious tip. But I'm glad it's over.
Me too.
I'm just glad it's over. I don't
I just feel like it just never was the authentic show that we had. It was never a show that I felt carried, a prominent thing. I just felt like it was a show that was great in the beginning. It was funny. We got a lot of laughs, but then it started to get very dark.
They just showing us these bitches spending somebody else's money that they now calling their money. That's all. That's how I've always kind of viewed it. Because they don't do anything that's revolutionary. They don't do anything memorable. They really don't do anything that is too good. It's just a bunch of old ass baddies. That's it.
That's how I feel too. So let me ask you this question before I move on to my next topic. Is there any cast member on Basketball Wives that you would want to see on another show? Maybe Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of Potomac, or what else is out there?
No, they all fumbled their bag as it relates to reality TV for me. Malaysia, full of shit. I never understood the hype with Malaysia, though I enjoy Malaysia. She avoids talking about her actual life. When she does, it's too late. The way she moves is weird. She kind of brought the mean girl energy. Never cared for Bambi. Don't really care for Bambi on Love and Hip Hop either. Duffy, don't care to see her again. Tammy, I think, is past reality TV. I would never want to see her again. I think she needs to get healthy, honestly. There's no one on this show. I wouldn't want to see Royce. I wouldn't want to see Susie. I wouldn't want to see
You went
anybody.
way back. You went way back to the way back of the back.
Like I'm thinking through, like from the moment Basketball Wives started to what it expanded to become, even into Orlando. Not one of them are memorable enough for me to want to see on television. And the ones that had success independently, separate from the men that were prevalent that they dated, just weren't that interesting. They just weren't. Sorry, y'all.
Okay.
It's time.
It's time. Well, still on Basketball Wives.
Before we end, is the example of why it goes against work policies usually to have good friends and personal relationships with people who are your subordinates, because Evan Lozada killed this franchise, but I'll digress.
No, she killed the franchise.
She did. Every time Evelyn came around, people got so fed up, or the gang ups got so bad that it pissed off audience, caused them to lose fans, or caused women who were good on the show to not come back. She do too much. Between that and Jennifer scams, it ain't safe to film with them.
Not Jennifer scam. That ain't her scam though. It's her husband's shit.
At this point, it is her scam. She know what she dating.
You are too much.
Think he Christian bringing home groceries, and you think Jennifer don't know where he got that money from if her card wasn't used? She knows.
She knows. Not the wrong link got sent to me. What the hell did Candy bring her ass on the damn thing? Let me go back and click that link. Maybe I hit something on accident. Okay, so we're going to move on. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties here. There we go. Okay. So I know I did not pick that link up and all that shit. So the next thing we're going to talk about is Angel Massie. So y'all know Real Housewives of Potomac had an episode of epic flop for Angel Massie, showing the girls her life in Colorado and her business. So after that episode aired, I don't know who did it and why, but some of y'all went and just run amok up a whole bunch of Google and Yelp reviews of her business, and she had something to say about that because she felt that was disgusting. So Angel said, disgusting behavior. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what I've endured from some fans this season. I don't care what anybody says. This isn't normal. And then, like, a lot of people are leaving 1-star reviews and everything. And from what I'm understanding, at least this is allegedly, that her business, which me and Mrs. Best both thought when we were reviewing the show, was not opened. Apparently it has been opened, and now it is temporarily closed because she is getting flooded with reviews. Now, here's the thing. If nobody has ever been there, you have no right to do this to this lady and give her a bad review if you have not been there. That is not fair, and that is not right based on what y'all saw on TV. If you did not experience it, I do not think you should have left a review or tried to bombard this lady's business with bad reviews online, because that is sabotaging her business. That's first and foremost. So this is best. I have to ask you, when you heard about people doing this online and her coming out, saying how disappointed she is, what was your first response?
I wasn't surprised. The fuck you expect? Wonderland is our company. She said this company's name the entire season. In every episode that Angel was a part of, she said the company's name. Bravo fans. Let's go back last year before, to what Vanderpump Rules fans remember as Scandival. Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz finally got from under Lisa Vanderpump, who they have a joint restaurant with called Tom Tom. Tom Sandoval cheated on Ariana with one of their friends. It was found out. Their bar, Schwartz and Sandy's, suffered. They had horrible reviews to where Yelp had to stop people from being able to review. People were coming in there, dining and ditching, doing all sorts of common, like, crazy stuff This has happened across networks all over the place, all sorts of reality TV. This is common. It's ignorant as hell, but it's common. But I would especially like to come for the African American people who watch this show. We sit here and we complain about the colorism and the things that show on this show, but then you go and you tear another African American person down. And Black people, y'all need to understand that you cannot like me and I cannot like you. But when it comes to how we appear to those outside of our community, we need to learn how to become a united fucking front, and we don't need to tear down each other's business, families, things like that. Read me for filth. Talk about my hair. Talk about my breath. Talk about my feet. Talk about whatever the fuck you have to. But I think that is real trifling, and you show how little time you have when you go on the internet and fix yourself to write an entire review about somewhere that you have not experienced. And this actually bothers me because when I started my YouTube channel, I posted a YouTube short and people got upset and offended as somebody had campaigned and had a bunch of people trying to leave negative comments and report me, to where YouTube warned me and was like, we know you good, but you know, we've blocked this person and stuff. But people really try to come for you, and I just don't respect that. So I'm sorry that this happened, Angel, but I think the better lesson in it, because everything is a lesson in business, especially failed business. Be careful where you mention your business, how you mention your business, and how you speak about it. Because if you had this business before you came on this show, which to my understanding, it was, you know, paper-wise completed, then you didn't have to talk about your business so much on the show, because the more you talk about it, the less of a percentage you get anyway. And now you running your big mouth on the show about your business and putting your foot in some shit that you can't handle, because clearly you don't know what the fuck you're doing and other people are running certain parts of stuff. You put your foot in your own ass and impacted not just your family's mouth and paychecks, but the families of your employees. So I get that it's disgusting behavior, but it also pisses me off when business owners don't take accountability. And the bitch did it to herself.
Well, you know, and I understand that. I do. I got where you're coming from. But to add to this, some of her co-stars have come out and spoke about, you know, this and how wrong it is, and their support of Angel. But one cast member in particularly cracked me up, and it's not a laughing matter. What Angel is going through is not a laughing matter. It is not. But I just could not help myself because I was just so tickled by this particular person, because the audacity, you know who I'm talking about. I was trying to wait. But yeah.
Everybody know. We all done seen it. Ashley's ass. You can't miss that forehead.
So for those who have not seen it, I'm going to play it here so y'all can hear what Ashley had to say. Oh, it's up here.
Show, and while it is us talking about our lives and our dynamics, it's still not right to arbitrarily and falsely write bad Yelp reviews about something or someone or one event. You know, like if you've used her travel service and it didn't live up to your expectations, fine, but just because you see it on the show, it's just not right to bombard her business with bad reviews and that are unwarranted. And having had the restaurant and experienced that firsthand, it's really not cool. It's not cool, y'all. This backlash that is happening with Angel's business and people giving her bad reviews who have never used her travel service, who don't know what it's like, who haven't, I mean, I think that's crossing a line. You know, this is a television show, and while it is us talking about our lives and our dynamics, it's still not right to arbitrarily and falsely write bad Yelp reviews about something or someone or one event. You know, like if you've used her travel service and it didn't live up to your expectations, fine, but just because you see it on the show, it's just not right to bombard her business with bad reviews. And
So, Mrs. Beth, I'm going to let you go first.
I don't really have much to say. I think it's comical that anybody on this cast would speak out in her defense outside of Kay. If you're Kay, Tia, I can understand it. Everybody else goes straight to hell. Y'all ganged up on this lady and did everything you could to make her look like a fraud and a fool on television. And then when the audience ate it up, now suddenly you feel bad. Ashley is not checking us because she gives a fuck. Ashley is checking us because she's been under a lot of heat herself, because she ain't barely addressed some other things that we want her to address. But you want to come and defend somebody? Why don't you talk about why you came for Stacey? Why you're bullying somebody? Why you doing all of these crazy stuff? Why do you give a damn if y'all was making her look crazy the whole season?
I have that same opinion. I have that exact same opinion. I felt like that was rich coming from Ashley. I would rather you be like Giselle and say nothing than to be on your platform to say that if you have not experienced this. Because to me, I feel like, and this is my honest opinion, I'm not saying it's true, allegedly, but I feel like a lot of those people who are leaving bad reviews probably did it on the backs of the ladies who had the unsatisfactory time on the show. I really do feel like that. Because in other terms, if y'all weren't complaining about the shit every 2 seconds, maybe the trolls of the internet and the fans of the show that really love and support y'all would not have gone that far to do something that's so heinous like that.
Also, Ashley, you shouldn't have said nothing, because trust and believe none of your fans, if you have them, I don't think it was her fans. I feel like it was likely the fans of Giselle, because Giselle has stans because she's been here since season 1. And I feel like it was the fans of Stacey, because a lot of them are fed up with Stacey going through BS, and then for her to also have to be put into the situation with the trip. I can't see too many other people coming for Angel, but regardless, I think the way Angel's handling it is terrible, and it's going to make it very hard for people to have full empathy for her. And I think a lot of the people who are speaking out against what happened to her are full of shit, YouTubers included. I feel like people are commenting in a way that does damage control, when let's call a spade a spade. Myself, James, and almost every other YouTuber out there and audience member out there have been reading and dragging Angel's performance for absolute filth. Yeah. So it doesn't help though, Angel. Just handle it better. Be quiet. That's the best thing Angel could have done, is shut the fuck up. Contact Yelp, contact Google. They do have areas within and departments to speak to the business owners about false reviews. They can make reports, submit disputes. There's stuff that they can do. So do that and be quiet. It's kind of with how this cast behaves, and that's why Potomac needs to end or just get a new cast. They're damned if they do and damned if they don't, because they've all fucked up so bad in some way. Yeah. So, yeah.
Totally agree with that. Yeah. So that's it. I don't wish anything bad on Angel or her business or anything in life.
But I know a lot of people don't stank before you present it. Always, Angel. Right. Don't take on more than you can handle. And if you have to do anything with your business, don't put it on the last day, hours before a flight. Because if you're supposed to be a company that's arranging my travel experience, how can I trust that you'll arrange it in a way that doesn't make it to where I'm missing flights? So that part is fair. But don't leave reviews if you ain't experienced the service. That's not fair.
If you haven't experienced her service yet, don't leave reviews, because that's messed up. Like, she ain't did nothing to nobody except for the ladies on the show. So it's like, y'all realistically are jumping on some type of bandwagon hate Angel train. And that's the thing. I don't even hate Angel. I just feel like reality TV is not for her. I understand why she took advantage of the opportunity. I totally get it, but I just don't think it's for her. And a lot of y'all are thinking, and there's a lot of YouTubers that want her to get a second chance. I actually don't. Because I feel like for me, it's not something that I feel will ever change. I feel like it's going to be the same thing all over again.
I used to want Angel to get a second chance only because of my rule that I always give people after their first season a second chance, but I think some people just don't need one. In her case, last person I felt didn't deserve a second chance was lip-licking Diana Jenkins and 8.5 from Beverly Hills. But Angel, for the first time, I agree with James. I don't think she needs a second chance. I've been saying it since we met her. This lady is not for reality TV. I've also been saying this to James off camera. I feel like Angel's marriage, there is something going on there that is toxic. Monique is not the person to call it out, but there is something going on there. But you have to let people go through what they go through. And when you're in a space in a marriage like hers with a husband like him, she don't need to be on TV. She needs to invest, do her business. She don't need to be on TV.
I agree. I think this should be the last time, we see her in this kind of form. If she wants to go back on TV, go back to journalism and doing what you did.
Even there, she was highly underwhelming. Like, there's no spark that makes her stand out from every other, journalist. Like, no shade to Angel. She just regular, and ain't nothing wrong with being regular. Go be like regular Robin, Angel. You got this, girl.
Lord Jesus. Okay, well, Angel, good luck. We hope that you do find a solution, and we hope that this does not do any other severe damage to your business as it already has. We are hoping the best for you. Moving on. So, speaking of business, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Keep dropping my goddamn phone. Real Housewives of Atlanta is coming back, you guys, and this is how you know they're coming back, because everybody start acting a fool literally before the teaser drops for them. So, Drew Sidora did this online, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so y'all can see what Drew Sidora did today. Drew had way too much time on her hands, but this is what she did.
And it is a lockbox on the door. No one is here. No one's answering the phones. There is no one inside. Did anybody know about this? Because I didn't. I'm just trying to get my kids some chicken and waffles. And we were just at the grand opening a few months ago, so I'm confused. Yeah. Okay, somebody help me out. I guess I gotta go to Waffle House.
Ooh, Drew. Lord have mercy. So this is Kelli responding to her. So Drew had did an interview right around the time that her restaurant opened, and this is what she said.
That we show up for each other and put our differences aside, and just be there, to support, because it's hard. It's hard for women of color. It's hard for us to continue to stand on our own, and do something like this. So it's major. So I'm definitely here to support Kelli today. About our sister.
Okay, so Kelli has said that the fact that this woman has never supported my business unless it was on camera, go play with somebody else at Drew Sidora. Been in business for 10 years, no show, hard work and dedication. She put a clown, drowning Drew, hashtag lying Drew, hashtag so much for sisterhood, hashtag Portia get your employee. Oh, not Portia get your employee. Ooh,
Can somebody tell us, though, like, why was it closed? Because when that happened to Kenya Moore, she explained that she was closed at that time for like some BS reason, and then she was closed again, and then she explained she was having issues with her landlord. Can you give us the reason? Because people can throw shade, but at least explain why you was closed, Kelli.
So I think she did in this post. So this is the post that Kelli also did. Drowning Drew, thank you for the drive-by. While that location is being relocated, our McDonald's restaurant is open. Yes, the same one where we filmed, and I personally made sure you and your entire family left fed for free. I get it. You're scrambling for a storyline. We know you gave nothing all season. Unfortunately, I'm not available. I actually have real life things going on. P.S. This is weird shit that Drew does, and when I don't know what she meant by that. Call me next time, boo. So apparently Kelli is moving her location that she just opened in Sandy Springs. Y'all know Kelli got a lot going on when it comes to lawsuits. Closed. Yeah.
Just tell us it's closed, because we done seen that your money ain't what it is. Your man being put in jail, and the money you do got, you give it to Phaedra to defend you in court. So can you please just admit that it is closed? Restauranting is something where we expect you to open businesses and them to close. It's one of the most unstable businesses that you can open. So I don't understand why Kelli does this.
Yeah, so I already thought it was going to be a raining season.
I'm not interested in Atlanta at all. Yeah. I'm not excited for it. I'm not interested. I think the franchise is dead, just like Love and Marriage Huntsville, but we'll see.
So Drew actually responded. So I'm going to read Drew's response. So Drew said, sorry, I was resurfacing for air. I must have missed something while I was drowning. Low budget films, interesting take, considering Twin just charted number 5 on the variety chart. So help me understand why exactly I would be getting fully glam and showing up anywhere for free. I have multiple business ventures, win, lessons, and everything in between. That's real life. I don't have a man. I'm not looking for one, and won't be until my divorce is finalized. But I wish you the best, you little spicy chihuahua at Who Was Kelly. Okay, Drew, that was a good read. I ain't gonna lie. But y'all, as I said, Kelly. Once again, I get where you're coming from. I do think that Drew had way too much time on her hands, and I know a lot of y'all fans don't like Drew, so y'all were reading her for filth in the comments. I did see that, and I'm just like, okay. No, Drew didn't have to put that on social media. No, she didn't. But y'all know how this goes. When Real Housewives of Atlanta goes back to air, they end up acting a fool. You'll see some scandal. You'll see some beef, internet beef coming on. They do this every year. I don't know why we are so surprised by this. But everybody, especially some of the YouTubers, y'all are really coming at Drew really hard.
Because Drew is wrong. Drew is wrong. Drew is super wrong. Regardless of, like, I personally didn't care for the read or any of that because, again, why are you tearing down this woman's business? Obviously, you and Kelly haven't been cool, so you obviously wasn't showing up there to give your kids no chicken and waffles.
I agree with that, yeah.
So Drew was wrong. You're trying to tear another Black woman down, and then you're giving us more of a show off camera than you are on camera. All Drew has done since she's been on this show is lie, and the bitch still ain't divorced. We don't need no Ashley Darby part 2. I'm tired of Drew on TV. I'd rather she just act. She's got a lot of talent. She can sing. She makes great music. I wish that she would just lean into her acting and her music. As for Kelly, I think that the worst and best thing that she could have done is to join Housewives of Atlanta because she needs the check. So that makes it the best thing. But it's the worst thing because when you go on TV, all of your skeletons come out. And we're watching all of her skeletons come out.
We are. And that's what I was going to say. I don't like that Drew did this. I don't. I feel like, Drew, you have way too much time on your hands. To drive all the way from Duluth to Sandy Springs, y'all, that's a very long-ass drive to do some bullshit like this. This is given somebody DM'd you that the shit was closed and you pulled up and did this shit. That's what it gives. It doesn't give me, like Mrs. Best said, that you actually brought your kids because you want to get some chicken and waffles from Kelly. Because there is plenty of chicken and waffles locations in Atlanta that you can actually go and see that are closer to you, Drew. So, yeah.
It looks like it's only a 20-minute drive, but, I mean, to me, to get in your car and drive anywhere just to expose somebody on social media, if you have all those businesses and your movie's doing well, why aren't you promoting it? Why are you driving to get waffles? DoorDash, bitch. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just
That's
saying.
what I'm saying. Not even doing that. Like, she can go to, what's her name? Chicken and Waffle Spot. What's my girl's name that was on Bold and Bougie? I cannot think of her name right now. The hairstylist.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The one who has the spot with Carly Red and them.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she can go
As
there.
far as Atlanta's the worst place to go for food. Everybody I know that goes to Atlanta is disappointed with the food unless they're eating it at a strip club or it's home cooked. Every single person. And it's interesting, Drew, you did all of this for her, but you had never thought to drive out to Candy's restaurant when Candy was on the show and the reviews was talking about how bad OLG was. Like, but you want to come for Kelly, a newbie? And Drew, you went through hell as a newbie. I'm tired of Housewives of Atlanta. They better fix it, James. They better fix most of your shows because between this, Potomac, Love and Marriage, I'm tired. Fix it.
I'm trying to tell you, it's crazy. But y'all, Real Housewives of Atlanta will be back and it will be on my channel. So I will be reviewing the show. I'm telling you, everybody can get it at this point because I don't like the majority of them. So everybody can get it. I will give everyone, like I always do, a fair shot. That includes Shamia. That includes Phaedra. That includes Angela Oakley. That includes Portia. That includes, well, K. Michelle was not on the show. Did I get everybody that came back? I think I did. So everyone gets a fair shot. Now, when they fuck up is when I go back to the Raw side. And no, I don't have my same grace with Shamia as I did the first time I did this show. That is completely gone. Shamia ruined it. Sorry, Shamia, you did. So let's hope you get on my good gracious this season. Let's hope you redeem yourself, all right? But that's it, you guys. That was my update. You know, let me know how you felt about the topics we talked about. Let me know where you stand with each individual show, cast member, and all of that. Thank you, Mrs. Best, for being here. You guys, make sure you subscribe to our channel that we have collab with that shows our personal life in detail. We're going to do another live, which is a couples edition. We're going to be interviewing Mrs. Best along with Mr. Also Best, her husband. We're going to have some couple questions and talk about, relationships. We're going to have a really good time. Y'all need to be there. Please click on the link, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, and I will do better with promoting that channel, I promise. But thank you guys once again for being here, and I'll see you guys there. Have a good night, y'all. Bye-bye.